Hey, shalom, shalom, Akim. I'm going to start by giving all glory, honor, praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAKWADASH. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and teaching real well. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect. Brother Tazan, I'm coming at you from the prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. This lesson's going to be titled somewhere along the lines of Iran is toying with them. Okay, by them I mean Israel, the state of Israel. You know, all the news coming out lately. Two new higher-ups were killed recently, which you had BB Netty's brother, okay, and then another high-ranking official, okay. Which they say, reports say that BB Netty's house was bombed, and his brother happened to be inside, and his brother did not make it. And then another high-ranking official was bombed, and he ain't make it. Or no, he's badly injured. So like he's badly injured, and they say he may not make it out of the hospital. All right. So now with this, you also must be careful in regard that a lot of propaganda is going out. Okay. So be very aware, be very aware. You know, because America really filters the media, and you see what they really allow you to see. Unless, you know, you're getting your reports from places like RT News, all right, which is a Russian news app, all right, or these foreign country news outlets. That's where you're really gonna get the inside scoop, which is, I believe, where this information came from in the first place. They want to make it look like they're winning, but they're really getting their ass kicked. They're talking about all U.S. military bases have been wiped out, not just a few, or not. What America's making it seem like is one or two have been hit, or one has been hit very minorly, and only 3 to 5 people were injured. But these other news outlets from the outside is saying, man, they cracked on all of them. Okay, all of them got cracked. All right. And there's been hundreds of deaths of U.S. soldiers, okay? So I wanted to grab this because it says, it's showing you a few tactics that Iran is using on them, all right? Which goes to show you that they're skilled in warfare, okay? These ain't just some little towel heads running around with bombs strapped to them. These people have consciences. America make them seem like they're mindless animals, but these people have a conscience and council, okay, and they have military power as well, all right, but they always make these other nations besides them out to be, as Israel would say, goyim, worthless, meaningless, no brains, no value, all right. It says, based on reports, an AI overview, based on reports and circulating images from early March 2026, which is this month, so that'd be a few days ago, Iran has employed a low-cost military deception tactic involving painting life-sized anamorphic 3D images of aircraft, specifically F-14 Tomcat jets and helicopters, on the asphalt of air bases. Purpose: the goal is to trick aerial reconnaissance and precision-guided munitions used by the U.S. and Israel into targeting fake assets, causing them to waste expensive missiles on paint on asphalt decoys. Okay? So, they're exhausting their military resources. All right? They say the U.S. is spending somewhere around $900 million, almost $1 billion a day, on warfare with Iran. And as the days grow older, you see the gas prices grow higher, okay? Eventually, see, because I'll be at the gym, you know, eventually the faces that I see there every day is going to start to diminish because the gas prices are getting so high, all right? The faces you see in the supermarket same time every week, okay, are going to start to diminish and vanish. You ain't going to see them so much anymore, okay, because costs are getting higher, all right? Pockets are getting tighter. Okay, these people are sticking closer to home. All right, and going only to only leaving the homes to go somewhere necessary. Okay, or to get necessities. All right, but I saw gas prices hike 10 cents every day this week, and today it hiked a whopping 20 cents from $3.59 to $3.79. Okay, if you're a watchman and you're watching, you see these things happen right before you, you know what that means. Okay, they're saying gas prices can reach up to $7. All right, which that's already in that range in California. Okay, which is typical for them because their cost of living is higher than many other places in America. So that's one of their tactics they're using, is they're painting aircraft on the ground of the air bases, making and tricking Israel and U.S. to attacking them. Okay, these people are getting dogs. All right, it goes to show you that Esau, Edom, is but a child. Okay, what the scriptures say, children oppress them. They're so gullible and stupid. All right, and then they try to blame the attacks on, they do inhumane, which they even said it. They came out and said only America or Israel can do such a inhumane thing, or make such break such humanitarian laws. All right, because they are vile. Okay, and that's what the scripture says. Okay, so I believe them 100% when they say that missiles was dropped on a school killing all girls. Trump talking about, we believe Iran did it. We believe it was Iran. We're going to get down to it. Nah, man, it was you. Okay? Yeah, Trump, did you guys bomb a girls' school? Oh, we believe that was Iran, but we're looking into it. And then he said, what about you? He asked the guy in the back, what about you? He said, we're looking into it. That nigga knows. Okay, they're just sitting there blatant liars, as the scriptures say. He was a liar from the beginning and the father of lies. Okay? The other tactic they use, which I sent here to the chat with the brothers, it says, overnight footage is pure embarrassment. Corn. Okay, you know the word. Iran launched dozens of $8 cardboard. Iran launched dozens of $8 cardboard and plastic decoy drones over the Gulf. Okay, it says U.S. and Israeli forces responded by dumping $200 million plus in AIM-120s or AIM-120s, David's Sling interceptors and Arrow 3 missiles, trying to shoot them down. Result: shredded cardboard raining over the sea. No real drones hit, no threat neutralized, just epic burn. Iran flexing on state TV. Real Shahid 136 and Mohajir 10 drones. Man, these words are really tripping me up. Salakia. I'm gonna do my best to decipher. All right, pronounce them. It says safely held back decoy cost $8 each. Foam, cheap motors, basic radar signature. Western interceptors cost $1 to $4 million per shot. Total burn this wave 200 million plus for confetti. All right, it says Iran won with $8 toys while U.S. or Israel spent $200 million on fireworks. Best air defense 2026. Cardboard drones versus billion-dollar missiles. They shot down paper planes and called it a win. Tehran printing cardboard 1 to West 0. Victory posters. Washington, it says cardboard 1 to West 0. Victory posters. So, as in the cardboard has 1 win and the West has 0 wins, and they made it into a victory post. It says Washington scrambling excuses. The era of trillion-dollar militaries just got clowned by $8 worth of hobby store parts. Come on, man. So you see how this is going. You see how it's moving. They want to make you think that they're winning, but they're really getting their ass kicked. All right. They want to make you think they got control of the situation, just like they always do. A total and utter control freak trying to oppose as if he's God. Want to make you think he's got control over everything, and he doesn't. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the scriptures. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, and verse Exodus 17 and verse 16 in the NLT. He said, "They have raised their fist against the Lord's throne. So now the Lord will be at war with Amalek, generation after generation." Okay, so that war ain't gonna depart from them. That's why they're getting their ass beat, man. Okay, they're getting pummeled into the dust. All right. And America with them. Okay, because America backing them. All right, so just go to show you, and the whole world is looking forward to this. The whole world is loving it and eating it up. Everybody's mocking them, saying they're getting what they deserve for what they did to Gaza. Shoot more, you know. Team Iran, you know. Okay, but America just tried to demonize Iran and tried to use it as an excuse to go over there and talk about regime change. Look what the people's going through over there. We're not having it. We're not having it. We're going to need regime change. Nah, nigga, you're just greedy. You want that fucking oil, okay, and the resources and that control over that Strait of Hormuz. All right, and that's why they talk about regime change, because they want to put a fucking duck in the office. All right, they want to put a small hat over there in Iran, in the seat of Iran, like they did over there in Venezuela. Okay, regime change. You know what that means? That means they're going to conquer your shit and set up one of their own officials. Okay, and have all your resources under their control. We're now the richest country in the world with all the oil. All right, but look what you did to get it. All right, let's grab this before we grab this other scripture. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So because of the things, the crafty ways Esau been moving, okay, he's stealing the kingdom. All right, nothing is done in honor with this devil. All right, there's always some type of deceptive hand he's playing or pulling. There's always some type of deception or a way of him trying to slither his way into rulership or an authority or in power in a different country. Like a snake, the serpent he is. The scriptures say the serpent goeth about his belly. Okay, that's Esau Edom. He's just greedy. That's why the scriptures say when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High gonna rain it down upon him. Okay, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Look, he went over and took them people's shit and made them look like they were the bad guys, made them look like they demonized them to seem like, you know, and this is how you know that we're dealing with Esau Edom. This is how he moves. Okay, historically, this is how this devil moves. He's going to demonize the prophets and use it as an excuse to persecute us and come after us, man. All right? This is how the devil moves. Shot 1 minute.
You good?
How you doing?
What's up, man?
Good, how you doing? Okay.
They'll leave you a little fucking steam down.
They usually do.
Yeah, they gotta be like at least 2 meters apart.
Okay. You alright though?
Good. I'm just checking up on you.
Yes, sir. Oh, slocky. says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. So they get power, wealth, and notoriety and fame through deception. All right. Through unrighteous dealings, through injuries. Okay, so they deserve what they're getting, every piece of it. It says, Numbers chapter 24 and verse 20, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. All right, so when you see these missiles rain down over there, you understand the scriptures are being fulfilled right before our very eyes. Okay? The Lord got it out for them niggas, man. All right? From generation to generation. And it's the same thing we saw Edom, which they really the same. Let's go into it. In the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right, here it is, Amalek and Edom. Okay, which is one and the same, different tribes, the same fucking people, fucking Edomites. All right, the devil, the Bible speaks of. Okay, the Lord is going to cast them down every time they build up. And here it is, their final. This is the last time they're going to build up. Here, look what they have. They have America and they have Israel. And by these two things, they have ruled over the world and put everybody in fear and terror. Okay? So what is the Lord getting ready to do? The Lord is getting ready to do a regime change. Let's go into that word, matter of fact. Take care. Friday. Yes, sir. What is the meaning of regime change? Regime change is the partly forcible or coercive replacement of one government regime with another. It is typically understood as a violation of the sovereignty of the target state. A violation. These niggas are violating. You violating, B. That's what these niggas are doing. You violating, B. B. Nettie. Benjamin Netanyahu. All right, these niggas are violating. It says, regime change may replace all or part of the state's most critical leadership system, administrative apparatus, or bureaucracy. Okay? And that's what the Lord's about to do to you niggas. You're going to do a complete regime change. Okay? You're going to completely change over the rulership, and He's going to put Israelites in charge of you niggas, man. All right? Over all the countries of the world. Over all the nations of the world, man. This is the Lord's plans. All right, he that hath the ear to hear and eye to see understands these things. You niggas are coming out of power because the Lord is making his moves. The Lord is nearing the earth. The fact that you're seeing the missiles rain down over there in the east, okay, is proof in itself that we are almost out of here. This devil's rulership have come to an end. So, brothers, our cries have been heard. Our prayers have been heard. The scriptures say, pray for a few days unto you, okay? They may be shortened, all right, and then it goes on. I believe it's another scripture or the same. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch, okay. So the kingdom is already prepared for us. The whole story is set up for us to win in the end. Now we're just watching it unfold. We're watching it take place. All the things that the Lord said will happen, we're watching happen before us. Call YAHAWASHI. It's a beautiful time to have eyes to see, to have ears to hear, to be alive, to have a life to breathe, lungs that breathe air in and out, to live through these times and see them take place, because these are going down in the record books forever. Okay, we're getting ready to witness the most crucial and critical time period that'll ever be in the earth. Okay. Let's close out with this. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, And behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So who do you think is making war right now? The Lord is making war in righteousness. He's setting everything the way it should be. All right? Niggas are getting put down. All right? These heathen nations are getting put down, and guess what? Jacob's about to get put on top. Okay? That's why the scriptures say, why did the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Everybody trying to figure out who's going to rule next. Is it going to be Russia? Oh, yeah. Is it going to be China? Oh, yeah, it's going to be us. It's going to be us. Okay? But it's vain. None of y'all niggas going to get it. Look at all these world superpowers, all these barrels of oil that these nations possess, okay, which really goes into their wealth, okay? Look at all these nations that possess all this oil, possess all these resources, okay? You got Ukraine, the bread basket, Venezuela, okay, the oil reserves, all right? Iran, they got plenty of oil too. They up there with Venezuela, okay, which they got a crucial part to Venezuela's oil to bring it to make their heavy oil or their crude oil into light oil, okay? They also control the Strait of Hormuz, which through there gets 20% of the world's oil supply, okay? Which you also got other resources coming through that strait as well, which is being cut off, and other countries are beginning to suffer from it. All right, that's why you had Russia just come out recently talking about put an end to this immediately. All right, because other nations are starting to suffer, and 20 plus nations have already been involved military-wise. All right, this is all the information that's being poured out daily. It's something new on the daily. Somebody new dies every day, okay, in this war. All right, and it's just, you can tell the Lord is at work here, hard at work. All right, and it's a beautiful thing to see, because the Lord is fighting for us, fighting on our behalf against the heathen nations, which have put us to shame, against the heathen nations, especially these Edomites and Amalek, which have oppressed us so heavily and harshly. All right, the Lord is fighting for us now. All right, in the time where we need it the most, because he's only going to get more. This devil's only going to get more cruel, more tyrannical. All right, look at Esau. The Lord said, "What? I have made Esau bare." In Jeremiah. All right, uncovering his secrets, uncovering the wicked pagan rituals these niggas are doing, the satanic sacrifices they're doing behind closed doors in the dark. All right, simultaneously waging war on Amalek. And their adversary is strong. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So on his head was many crowns. Who do you think those crowns belong to? These heathen nations. Already is the Lord taking their crowns. Already he taking their crowns, man. He putting them down. It said by righteousness he judge and maketh war. Okay? So these devils who wage war unrighteously, okay, breaking humanitarian laws, killing children, as they have been doing in the Epstein files. Okay, all the fucking evil points back to one person, Esau Edom, man. Okay, you cannot deny him. The scriptures say the son of man, or the son of perdition, gonna be revealed in his time. You ain't gonna be able to deny his ass. Everybody knows who the wicked is now. Everybody calling the small hats the synagogue of Satan. Okay, come on, bro. That scripture is being heavily used now. Okay, that scripture is trending. Call YAHAWASHI, bro. This is it, you know. And I pray, and brothers should pray as well, that this thing continues to deteriorate and tear down, because these devils are consuming and devouring us. So call upon YAHAWASHI that he may rescue us from this heavy and hard oppression that these devils got us under. Okay, this devouring that they're doing to us, poisoning us in every way, turn, shape, and form. All right, brothers have been diligently serving the Lord, and their seed is now coming into the earth and serving the Lord too. Okay, and this is going to make the Lord move for us, because now his nation is starting to turn back to him. Okay, the elect is waking up. All right, more and more righteous, more and more souls are being converted into righteousness, and that's why the Lord is moving on our behalf now. Okay, very fast. Things are shaking and coming to an abrupt halt and end, because guess what? More of the elect is being born into the earth. Brothers have been in this truth for years and years, and brothers are starting to have children. Their children are growing up into the truth and teaching and calling upon the Lord and praying to the Lord. And that's just amplifying the prayers that's going up for us to be delivered from this place. Okay? Therefore, we're gonna be up out of here soon, man. Very soon. All right? I can smell it in the air. Okay? Air smells clear now, but soon it's gonna smell like smoke, flames, and fuel of fire. Okay? It's gonna smell like war. It's gonna smell like blood. Okay? You're gonna hear a cry, and you're gonna what the scripture say, let a cry be heard from their house. You're gonna hear cries coming out of houses, man. Okay? And that's gonna be a sweet, beautiful time to be in. Okay? Not for you niggas, but for the righteous. Yes, indeed. Because the Lord gonna have us safe. So only with thine eyes. Only with thy eyes thou shalt behold and see the reward of the wicked, man. For no evil shall come near our dwelling places. So with that, I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you, occupying out while through listening to the sincerity. To next year, Mashallah, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah.